Somebody they steal and somebody they buy, somebody they see, but the same person is bad. Now every day I tell this. 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 Now I'm going to cool my temper. So that every day you get pressure. The break again, now what's up, sir? Somebody they steal and somebody they buy, somebody they see, but the same person is bad. Now every day I tell this. Now we want peace in Liberia.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
we want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia. Randy, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Grove Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Flu Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, celebrate people. When chicken say, it's a gossip. When chicken say, it's a gossip. Now every day I tell it this. 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 Do not get breaking. I know you to say. You and your friends who gossiping every day. But I will every day I tell it. Sometimes I take this for my eternal custody. Come to my house, you eat and you drink. Go to money when you gossip about me. What did they say in the cannot need to do? Can I be everything that they make that I would do? So say, no trespass, the better we can get you out. Not keep glass, but how they get you there. I'm not every day and tell it, money to go. Get on the floor, tell them what we do. Everything I tell it is something that we produce. Every year all day, make sure don't go to jail. But let the money spend, we let them do their play. I'm not different. When chicken say, passé.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you are. Welcome to another brand new edition of the program from the Pre News on Freedom FM 87.9 and Radio LIB, Tuesday, September 16, 2025. I'm Wendell, and I'm here with Esther and Aliyu Masaleh. Esther, good morning.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning to all of you listening. It's good to be here on Tuesday. I mean, today is Tuesday, yeah.
Mhm.
And
You're right.
It's good to be here.
Aliyu, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Nimle. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Mama Labira, and you, Masari. Glad to be here this morning.
Okay, our man is supposed to join us today. Every other day, we're going to be hearing from Suleiman Tunis, the weather report. So we're hoping that we can join Tunis to run us through the weather report for the coming up days, today, tomorrow, and the day to come. So Esther, you send the link, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Tunis, if you're up and listening, we want to get the report before we go into the reading, because we don't want to start reading and then we come back to the report. So, if you are up, please hit us up quickly so we can get the report from you. But, folks, that's what's going to be happening here on the program. But let's first remember our sponsors, Crime Stopper Liberia, headed by Old Man Sam Sion, our one and only Exodus Best Price Tour, headed by Henry Jackson. Those of you having wedding reception, birthday parties, whatever occasion you're having, and you're inviting friends, you want to have some drinks there, well, the place to get all the drinks you want for that party or special occasion is Exodus Best Price Store. They have there everything to meet the taste of that party or whatever program you are having. And the last but not the least, Mayuba and Sons Incorporated, headed by Amadou Sharif. So Esther and I, together with Aliyu, will have with us the online version of the Front Page Africa and the Daily Observer newspaper. So we will begin now with the stories here. Let's begin with this one. This story, the first one here. This is going to be our first story this morning. All right, so let me get to this story. What the internet is up to? Oh. It's kind of terrible this morning. Yeah. So, folks, I'm trying to get to the internet. I don't know, but internet will beg you,
But
man.
Mr. Nimle, why you people still having internet private in the country? Why?
I bet I like beer now.
But the
This is
last time before the by-election in Nima County, I think LTA or whatsoever, they said that they had a ship that was to the port.
What kind of TA?
They were breaking down the monument at that time at the PHP pipe because they said they were sitting on the cable, and that was causing the problem in the country. And why are you people still having internet problem?
I know. See, so we still having internet problem. But let's begin with the stories we have to share with you. Tanker explosion at Mara Oxygen Facility injured several and victims hospitalized as fire service and police probe incident. All right. A massive explosion rocked the Mara Oxygen and Gas Incorporated facility along the Japan Freeway in Monrovia on Monday, September 15, leaving at least 7 people severely injured and sparking frantic emergency response efforts. The story was written by Willie M. Toba and Jerry C. Koyene. I hope I got your name right. The blast reportedly triggered by the ignition of one of the company's oxygen tankers sent shockwaves across the capital and reignited concerns about industrial safety in Liberia. The Liberia Fire Service, the Liberia National Police, and other emergency units rushed to the scene to contain the blaze and prevent further explosions. Deputy Fire Service Director for Operations, Edwin Tisdale, who was on site, described the incident as unfortunate and stressed the urgent need for safety compliance at facilities handling hazardous materials. We have not confirmed any death for now, but several people have been injured, he said. When you have a factory like this, you need to have proper fire protection equipment, including fire trucks. We need accountability. Tisdale added that the risks of secondary explosions remain high and urged the public to stay away from the area. Multiple workers were believed to be inside the facility at the time of the blast. As of Monday evening, search and rescue operations were ongoing, with family anxiously awaiting word on their loved ones. One man searching for his brother Jefferson told reporters, "I haven't seen my brother among those rescued. I just want to know if he is okay. This is just scary and unfortunate." Mara employee Louis recounted the terrifying moment the explosion occurred. One of the tankers was having a problem. A technician was told to tighten something, and then, boom, it exploded. Louis said he and others outside escaped unharmed, but several colleagues inside were badly injured. The incident has renewed scrutiny of workplace safety standards in Liberia. Mara Oxygen and Gas is a key supplier of medical oxygen and cooking gas in the country, but the company officials were unavailable for comment. Deputy Director Tisdale called for immediate safety reviews across all similar facilities, stressing the need for inspections and fire suppression systems. Y'all do the thing you ever say now the blasts have occurred, and y'all say y'all want to review what? Oh, Liberia, this country. But that's the situation we find ourselves. This is Liberia. So let's get to more stories. Let's take more stories from the online version of Front Page Africa newspaper. All right, let's get to more stories. And let's take this story. Let's take this story. It says jurors convict fake Dr. Sam Waluba of murder and sentencing pending. All right. Jurors of the Criminal Code B have found Sam Waluba, infamous dubbed the fake doctor, guilty of murder in connection with the suspicious death of a patient under his alleged care. So the verdict handed down on Monday, September 15, followed weeks of dramatic courtroom proceedings and raised concerns about unlicensed medical practice and regulatory gaps in Liberia's healthcare system. Presiding over the trial, assigned Psychiatrist George Alphonsus Wisse confirmed the jurors' decision after a majority of 10 out of 12 jurors voted to convict Waluba. Under Liberian law, a 3/4 majority is sufficient to secure a conviction in criminal matters. The jurors have returned a guilty verdict. The judge, Wise A. Wise, declared as the clerk of court formally read the decision into the record. Each juror was individually polled and confirmed that the verdict reflected their personal judgment. Waluba, who posed as a licensed medical professional, came under scrutiny following the death of a patient during what authorities say was a botched and unauthorized medical procedure. The case drew national attention and ignited widespread condemnation from civil society organizations, healthcare regulators, and the general public. All right, so we leave it there and we run to more stories on the front page online version. Let's get to more stories. Let's take our next story. All right, let's take our next story. This one would do. Okay, this story here would do. Okay, this is going to be our last from the online version of the front page Africa newspaper. So I'm trying to get to this story. All right, Senator Amara Kone blames vendors for sustaining high commodity prices despite government anti-inflation measures. Bapolo County Senator and Chairman of the Senate Committee on Public Accounts and Audit, Amara Kone has accused vendors of deliberately maintaining high prices on the local market despite progress made by the government of Liberia in stabilizing the economy. In a statement posted on his official Facebook page on Monday, September 15, Senator Kone said his recent visits to several weekend markets revealed that consumer prices remain stubbornly high, even though both the exchange rate and inflation have improved significantly. Yesterday, I visited a few weekend markets to gain insight into the persistence of high consumer prices, even when the recent enhancements in both inflation and exchange rate metrics, Kone wrote. My findings underscore a complicated set of structural and behavioral elements that are hindering the government's effort to achieve significant price relief for Liberians. According to Kone, under the leadership of the central bank governor, Henry Samoa, inflation has dropped from 13.1% in February 2025 to 7.4% in July 2025, while the Liberian dollar has strengthened against the US dollar. Despite these gains, he noted, vendors remain unwilling to lower prices. He described the phenomenon as price stickiness, where prices rise quickly but fall slowly, often due to fear of future losses. Vendors are voicing concerns regarding the sustainability of improvements in the exchange rate and the long-term stability of the Liberian dollar, Kone explained. Kone outlined several factors preventing price reduction, and he added that while remittance inflows reached US $425.9 million in the first half of 2025, injecting more dollars into the economy, consumers have yet to see any benefit in the form of cheaper goods. Kone stressed that the discontent or disconnect between positive macroeconomic indicators and stagnant market prices leaves Liberians frustrated and raises questions for policymakers. Should the government adopt more proactive strategies to stabilize prices and promote reductions, or would allowing the market to adjust gradually on its own prove more effective, he asked. To find answers, the senator said he has urged his colleagues, especially those on the Senate Committee on Banking and Currency, Ways and Means and Commerce, to convene discussions with the central bank, the Ministry of Commerce, and the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. Though the Senate is currently in recess, Cornyn emphasized that the issues requires urgent attention to support President Walker's price reduction initiative and assured that reforms bring tangible relief to ordinary Liberians. Through coordinated efforts and structural reforms, we can realize the full potential of our macroeconomic improvements and restore confidence in Liberia's marketplace, he said. All right, so Esther, let me just take one more story and then we get you prepped up to bring us the online version of the Daily Observer newspaper. So let's get to one more story. This story will do. Let's take one more, and this is our final story. This is going to be our final story, and it says here, returnees struggle to rebuild life crushed by flawed justice system. Like thousands of Liberians who fled the country's brutal civil wars, Jefferson Carr once dreamed of returning home to rebuild his life. Years in refugee camps across West Africa taught him resilience, and when peace returned, he came back determined to start afresh. In 2022, Carr invested over US $90,000 to purchase 2 fewer tank trucks from Europe, a Ford and a Mercedes. To him, these trucks were not just vehicles, but symbols of survival, hope, and economic independence. But that dream soon collided with the realities of Liberia's fragile justice system. A business deal gone sour. Strapped for cash to clear the trucks from Guinea, Carr turned to a business acquaintance, Gabriel Sumo, who agreed to finance the clearance and transport. What began as a loan arrangement, however, spiraled into betrayal. Police reports allege Sumo forged documents, replaced Carr's company details with his own, and secretly registered both trucks under Sumo Transport and Logistics. The vehicles were put to work while Carr was left with nothing. Wow. I work hard, sacrifice everything to come back home and build something, but to be denied ownership of what I paid for simply because someone with influence can manipulate the system, it breaks you, Carr told from Page Africa. Seeking justice, Carr filed a complaint at the Monrovia City Court and was ordered to pay US $210 for an impoundment action. But despite payment, the trucks were never impounded and continue operating under Sumo. Frustrated, Carr turned to the Liberia National Police, which, after months of investigation, confirmed his ownership through sales receipts, customs documents, and testimony from Guinean broker Musa Keita. Investigators charged Sumo with theft of property and forgery. Not satisfied with the Monrovia City Court's action, Carr immediately proceeded to the Liberia National Police to begin a full legal process. The Liberia National Police, after months of investigation, I'm done with this. Okay, it says the police formally charged businessman Gabriel Sumo, CEO of Sumo Transport and Logistics Company, with theft of property and forgery in connection with the disputed ownership of the 2 tank trucks. According to police charge sheet, blah, 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 a copy which is in the possession of this paper. The case stems from a complaint filed by Jefferson Carr, CEO of V Group Liberia Limited, Carr alleged that after purchasing a Ford tank truck and a Mercedes tank truck from Europe in 2022, he sought financial help from Sumo to clear the vehicles from gaining. Police investigations revealed that while the trucks were cleared and handed over to Carr, suspect Sumo allegedly forged ownership documents, falsified import notification forms, and secretly registered the vehicles in his company's name without the consent of V Group Liberia Limited. But folks, let's stop right here and send controls to Esther. Esther is going to run us through the Daily Observer online version. So Esther?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wendell. Let's run through. We have this top story here. It says, gender equality is strategic imperative for Africa's growth. This is right here on the Daily Observer online. It says the West African Institute for Financial and Economic Management has declared that gender equity is not just a question of fairness, but a strategic imperative for Africa's long-term growth, innovation, and institutional resilience. The declaration came at the opening of a 5-day regional workshop on women in leadership, understanding gender dynamics in the workspace, held in Cinco Monrovia from September 15 to 19, 2025. The event, hosted in collaboration with the Central Bank of Liberia, brought together policymakers, financial managers, gender advocates, and professionals from across West Africa to strengthen women's leadership capacity and dismantle persistent barriers to inclusion. Okay, it says, representing WAFAM, Directors General Dr. Baba Musa, the Institute's Director of Governance and Institutional Development, Dr. Alvin Johnson, emphasized that Africa cannot afford to under-utilize half of its population's talent. Research has shown that when women assume leadership roles, organizations benefit from stronger governance, more collaborative cultures, and greater innovation, Dr. Johnson said. Mainstreaming gender is not just about political correctness, it is about economic efficiency, institutional resilience, and long-term sustainability. He stressed that WAFAM has made gender inclusion a central pillar of its institutional strategy, embedding equity into its training programs and leadership initiatives. Between 2008 to 2015, women made up just 27% of WAFAM's training. By 2024, female participation has increased to over 40%. Dr. Johnson revealed this progress is encouraging, but it also reminds us that more deliberate action is needed to achieve true parity. Dr. Johnson told WAFAM's work to broader global evidence, citing recent reports from international institutions. The International Monetary Fund's 2024 report found that closing the gender gap in leadership could rise GDP by an average of 20% across low and medium income countries, he noted. Similarly, the World Economic Forum estimated that persistent underfunding of women-led enterprises represents a missed opportunity of more than $5 trillion annually. We're going to leave you right here. Let's look at more stories this morning on the Daily Observer. Gonet Africa CEO proffers practical. Well, let's have this story quickly. Let's see what it is. Gonet Africa CEO proffered practical steps for achieving gender equity. This is also right here. Mohamed Kekula, founder and CEO of Gonet Africa, and its training arm, Gonet Academy, has urged individuals and institutions to adopt practical measures that will help to drive gender equality and women's empowerment. Speaking Wednesday, September 10, 2025, at the African Women Leadership Network Liberia chapter of First Dialogue on Positive Masculinity held at the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex. Kekula said gender equity or gender equality cannot be achieved by policies and laws alone, but requires personal commitment and accountability. The event, which focused on positive masculinity, changing minds, changing attitudes towards women's leadership, featured former Liberian President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, AWLN patron, alongside leaders from the government, civil society, and private sectors. Highlighting Gwinnett Academy impact, Kekula noted that women account for more than 56% of the institution's enrollment across fields of study. I am particularly committed to women, not because they are women, but because they are capable. They can lead, transform lives, and inspire institutions, he said. Kekula outlined practical steps for achieving or advancing gender equality, personal commitment, both men and women, must individually commit to respecting women's rights. Laws and policies will remain ineffective if individuals do not model equality in their behavior, he stressed. Institutional policies, organizations should develop and enforce gender-sensitive policies, including zero tolerance for gender-based violence, to create safer and more inclusive workspace and awareness programs. Educational and faith-based institutions must expand awareness initiatives on women's rights and gender-based violence to shape societal attitudes from the ground up. The Gwinnett Academy CEO further named listening and learning. Kekula emphasized the importance of creating safe space for women to share their experiences without listening. We risk misunderstanding or misrepresentation representing their struggles, he admitted, reflecting on his own learning journey, community and national advocacy. He called for stronger grassroots and national campaigns to influence attitudes and sustain moratorium towards gender equality and monitoring and evaluation. Finally, he urged stakeholders to track progress, collect data, and recognize both men and women who are actively promoting gender equality. Recognition of allies can inspire others and ensure sustainability, he said. We're going to leave you there. We have other stories here we want to look at. Cardwell residents declare unlawful demolition. Well, let's see some stories here. It says Cardwell residents declare unlawful demolition. And we see the photograph of residents here with placard in their hands. We want to take some lines. It says several residents of the Water Street community in Upper Cardwell have staged a peaceful protest after their homes and businesses were demolished by court sheriff and officers of the Liberian National Police. The demolition carried out in the early hours of Friday, September 12, 2025, has left scores of families homeless and devastated. The incident has reignited debate over the rule of law, property rights, and due process in Liberia. Those affected include prominent community members such as Councillor Phil Dixon, Gladys Swen, Asha Rogers, Patrick Cassia, Tina James, Joanne Mendy, Musa Colley, and Ezekiel Noah, among others. It says residents alleged that the demolition was done without warning, negotiation, or due legal process. They claimed that no eviction notice was served and that the sheriffs refused to read any court mandate before bulldozers flattened their properties, many of which were legally owned, with deeds issued by the Davis family identified as the gutters of the estate. We were given no warning, no notice, nothing. The sheriffs and police just came and bulldozed our homes, our livelihoods. We need our land and properties back, said victim Teresa D. Dupe, one of many displaced by the demolition. She recounted how years of hard work and savings had gone into developing her home. We invested a lot, including our little savings and sweat into these homes. Now we have nothing and nowhere to go for shelter, she added. Another victim, Musa Koli, a church mother, Musu Koli, sorry, a church mother described the destruction of her church as heartbreaking and wicked. My church also got demolished after spending huge money to build it. This church was my life. I really struggled to build it for my family and a community to serve God, but now it is no more due to human wickedness. Colley lamented in tears. Residents described the demolition as swift, brutal, and lacking transparency. They further alleged that officers fabricated claims of having court documents, though none were presented during the operation. Community member Joseph Dolo, holding a placard during the protest, emphasized the lack of accountability. This is not just about our homes, but our safety and well-being. This is also about upholding the rule of law and protecting the rights of every Liberian citizen. We want to be heard. We want to know why this happened, and we need justice for our families. Well, let's stop you here. Miguel, let's look up more stories. Resistant market suffocates Liberians. Resistant market suffocates Liberians is right here. You can grab a, you can just check on the Daily Observer.
You care to take a few lines on that story? Let's see what it says.
Resistant market suffocates Liberians. Okay, it says Senator Conan emphasizes with improving
I think I brought
Liberians
that story
as markets resist price drop.
Okay.
And then this one says Africa Climate Summit from aid to investment. And then George warns against raising land disputes. I'm interested in this one window because I think this is happening everywhere. It's not easy. Let's take some lines. It says George J. Bueman Konto of the Civil Law Court raised concerns about the increasing conflict over land in Liberia and called for the urgent need to prevent these disputes from impacting governance, community stability, and economic prosperity. Speaking at the opening of the Civil Law Court A and B on Monday, September 15, Judge Konto acknowledged that land remains one of the most valuable resources in Liberia, and it is also one of the most contested resources. As such, there are a lot of disputes across the country. The judge, however, proffered several recommendations or strategies for resolving land conflict, including enhancing transparency within the justice system, adopting a comprehensive approach to land rights, and coordinating efforts between formal and informal dispute resolution methods. To ensure land disputes are resolved effectively and sustainably, Council said there should be transparent and accountable justice system, the implementation of land rights through a whole of society approach, and a comprehensive strategy that coordinates formal and informal methods. Achieving this, Council said it required a national dialogue with all stakeholders, including the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. Council, however, named dual and turning systems, weak documentation overlapping these, alleged issuance of dubious certificates, copies of these, and fraudulent sales have made land disputes common across the country. These individuals, according to Council, do not only undermine social cohesion, but also threaten peace, stability, and economic development. Providing solutions for resolving land conflicts in the country. Council also recommended the overhauling of key stakeholders in the administration of land-related issues, like probate courts across Liberia, the Liberian Land Authority, and the Center for National Documents and Records Agency. This will require an all-inclusive approach, strengthening existing institutions, particularly probate courts across Liberia, the LLA and the CNDRA, the Civil Law Court, George Martin. Additionally, Council named reforms to current laws for the removal of archive functions from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, LLA, and CNDRA to a single agency of government. The role of the probate courts. Council emphasized that probate courts in Liberia exercise jurisdiction over matters including the insurance of letters of administration, deeds of sale, probation and orders for the registration and deeds and such other instruments in the distribution of estate properties. Contour also recommended that since many land disputes arise from the probate court, the court should be made to play a central and crucial role in the prevention of such disputes. But let's stop you there. When they are saying things so far, these are all of the story we have here. Let's introduce to you.
Oh yes, Esther, thank you very much. And too many things happening in our country. Some people are into the news for the wrong reasons. I'm telling you, this country. So, well, that's it. Those are all the stories we've got to share with you this morning. And we're about to take our break. When we come back, we hope to join or have with us Randy Dapo. We also have Aliyu Masale here this morning. So we're taking our break, getting word from our sponsor, and then we will be right back on the program from the Pre-News.
Randy, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Grove Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide it. So we start to talk. I was going to go but it thought of EGK. We are living since in
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Morocco.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia.
Thank you very much, Old Man Sam Sion, and thanks to Exodus Best Price Store and Mayuba and Sons Incorporated. Well, folks, too many things happening in the country, and so we will shortly hear from Aliyu Masale and Randy Dapo. All right, so we also we stay investigating. There is something happening at the Habel supermarket involving the management and some employees about bad labor practice at Habel supermarket. Bad labor practice. So we are still investigating. We hope to have all of our information today, and hopefully tomorrow or the day after we'll talk about what is unfolding there at the Habel supermarket. So let's leave the shores of Liberia. We gave Aliyu 5 minutes to speak on some of the stories we read this morning. So Aliyu, let's hear from you. Then we go to Randy Dapo. Aliyu?
Yeah, Mr. Dimla. Yeah.
Go ahead, Bob. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Yes, the first thing had to do with the what Amara Connor wrote, the tin prices in the country. Like we're saying here, I don't it make no sense to me where in the US rate is going down. They are talking about the inflation is going down. Then why tin prices are still high up there? Because if you people say inflation is going down, the US rate is going down, then the tin prices supposed to go down, but tin prices are getting high and higher in the country. I don't really know what's the cause of that. So I think the comment minister, they have to really check to know what's going on in the country, because you can't get the US rate down. You people say inflation is down and tin prices are still high. I don't know how they are working, but they ain't supposed to be in such a form. So we urge the government to really see what they can do in that line. As the US rate goes down, inflation go down, prices should go down as well. But there is something happening somewhere. So I think the comment ministry are charged with that responsibility to work on things and know what is happening. Okay. And this issue about this doctor you're talking about, these things, they are not good in the country. Doctors, you are there to save lives, and you can't get people in the country with fake document, and they don't even say how the rightful credentials. Some of them, they didn't even say attend the institution that they talk about. When I read that story, it's not good for the country. But these are some of the things that make our country it is where it is today. People will come with fake credentials, and people don't care to check, to do background check, to know actually those institutions that they mention on their resume and thing, if yes, they obtain those credentials from there. The government don't have time to do that. And this is the same thing. People will leave from America, other parts of the world, they will go back to Liberia with big degree. And once the government see it, they don't do no background check. You see, they don't do follow up. They go ahead and give people this position, and then they start to underperform. And this thing, the last time there was another guy, they said he was linked to Jeremiah Kuhn. He was over there, as CHO or whatsoever, and doing surgery in the country just to know that the degree, the credentials and things that he obtained. These were fake degrees and things. I don't know how that other case gone today. We are seeing this other man in orange jumpsuit. And this is why I can understand. So everything about this government, when you have connection with the president, the vice president, and then government official, you can just do something and then you go free. But once you don't have connection and you do something, you will be persecuted. I don't think that is right. You cannot take shortcuts with people's life. You cannot take risks with people's life. They have to go after these people who are coming into the country, and even those who are in the country with those credentials, they had to make sure, they had to dig down deep, do background check, make sure, yes, indeed, they got those credentials the rightful way. When it comes to health sector, people have to be very careful. You see, like this thing, you don't even say joke here with it. Even some of us, like just recently, I sent in an application somewhere. The first thing they requested for was my license number. So they are going to do background check with the Maryland Board of Nursing to make sure. They have to do background check, everything, before they can even schedule you for interview and other things, before you will sit for orientation. But Liberia, government in, government out, we continue to see the most, especially health sector, it is not good. Like this morning, I came across something random you share, and these are some of the things. Even in this country, they get people that are doing these things, going with fake document and other things. And when they catch you, it's a serious problem for you. The same thing stand in this
We got
country.
to learn from Stanton Witherspoon.
Yeah, you say?
I said Stanton Witherspoon was issuing fake license to medical practitioners, and it got exposed.
Got exposed.
Yeah.
See, so these are some of the things the people, because they will one day they will grab you when they're ready to do their background check and other things. So that issue about like doctor most people that we have in the country, those doctors that come in, even those that they need to be checking their credentials to do real background check to know how they obtain it, because this is getting too much. And even minors that government officials as well that coming to the country to work, and people who say I graduated from AME University, for UMU, all of these things. These are some of the things that are destroying our country. People are getting jobs not based on qualification, but because of friendship and political party affiliation. And these are how some of those people come with fake degrees. And to the tanker explosion, we just speedy recovery. These are some of the things. Vehicle inspection and maintenance need to be done properly in the country. Year in, year out, they had to be inspecting those vehicles. Those tankers, when they carry no gasoline and tin fuel, you will see them on excessive speed. And some of these things, they just driving there 2-3 years, no inspection has been done on them. So they had to also try to put measures in place to be inspecting vehicles on a yearly basis. All commercial vehicles, even private vehicles, try to save life. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Leo Masale. Thanks for your contribution on the show. Let's see whether we can get to Randy Dapo. Randy wants to make his import, so let's see whether we can place a call to Randy Dapo. Okay, so folks, this is the pre-news on Freedom FM 87.9, brought to you by Crime Stopper Liberia, Exodus Best Price Store, and Mayuba and Sons Incorporated. So we're trying to bring in our man Randy Dapo. Randy, good morning from Liberia.
Hey, good morning, and good morning to my sister Esther. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Good morning.
Yeah, so I've been listening to you guys this morning, as always, like the rest of the other people. But what really struck me to call has to do with the explosion at the compressed gas station, I think some type of facility in Liberia. And
they call it the Mara Oxidant facility on the Japan Freeway.
Yeah, so when you read a story of the online front page Africa, and in the very end you're like that now you're trying to get things serious, I think something like that. I kind of laugh because you were absolutely on point, and I think what your interpretation means is if we profess to be that's supposed to ensure the Liberians who go to work, we expect people to go to work safe as they leave their home, their wife, their children, just how they left in good healthy condition. That's how they should return home. Those are the principles of ensuring worker safety. But it just goes to show that we call government institutions are just being occupied by people who are incompetent, and with all due respect, they are incompetent and don't have the resources and enablers to help them and to provide the necessary policy and guidelines that should to dictate how the institution is supposed to operate. Compressed gas is not something to play with. Those gas are compressed because the gases in there, or the gas in there, are always bubbling up. And for any reason, if you're not properly trained and you don't know the segregation, and because let's say if you have anything that has to do with flammability, like with the gasoline, in a cigarette butt, you put it on that gasoline, it will inflame and it can cause explosion. So the thing you want to do is you want to keep cigarette butts that is lighter away from gas. So you see the compressed gases that people have at the different facilities, like in the case of the people use a thing to put into tank that people can use at home to cook and to do all of things. So the gas in there is compressed. So for any reason, how you store them, sometimes you don't lay them on the side. You always got to make sure they stand up straight and they remain in their own environment. You can't mix them up. And you can have oxygen, and then you have gas. If they interact with each other, it can cause explosion. But they don't have all these things. So the Ministry of Labor should be responsible for worker safety. And every one of you guys who go to work in Liberia, the Ministry of Labor, Department of Health and Safety is supposed to ensure that everyone in our country is subject to following the rules. The EPA, on the other hand, is responsible for explosion that impact the environment from the worker behavior. So none of the institutions seems to be working. Oftentimes I get hear people say, oh, the law. The law is not enough to regulate things. The law, let's say, for example, a guy say, oh, my wife gave birth, and then he walked to the hospital at JFK, and the woman said, oh, yeah, the baby here, and the woman said, I'm walking, I'm not coming back until after 5 years. What are you going to do for the baby? You're going to feed the baby, you're going to clothe the baby, you're going to send the baby to school, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see, when the law are created and legislated for the institution, they just had the woman give birth and turn the child over to the mom, to the dad, and walk away. If they create the law is not enough. You have to create regulation. Don't play football. Just because they say you put the ball in the feet, that's all you're going to do. No. You have to have the red card, the yellow card, the warning, and all those things. They will play the football, but there's no red card, no yellow card, nothing in the game. So it's very, very sad. So I feel for the workers, but we need to build more regulation in our country. Lastly, I listened to Esther talk about the land issue. It's very sad in Wendell, to have one marginal group taking over our land in our country. I'm not here to single a group, but I'm hearing that people in the Kawe era are being overcome by people who got money, mostly from a group of people that they call the Fula people. Again, I'm not here to say anything, but we need to create equity among our land that we have. We can't just allow one group of people to buy the whole land, because if that happens in years to come, between now to 2045, Liberia will become stable in their own country, because people will start buying land. Land is one of the most important things. Even in the United States, we that own houses and we don't own the land. Every year the taxes go up, because the government know that at the end of the day, they will survive on the land. So if we start selling land in our country and don't have a land reform, I can guarantee you between now to 2045, land will be out of the hands of Liberians, and we will become spiritual in our own country unless we try to create an equal and fair balance. Let's say if we don't got a property of 4 acres, say 2 acres to the guild man, say 2 acres to the man, the crown man, and then sell the 1 acre to the basso man. That way you create diversity on our land. People don't have money to put it over the land. Mm-hmm. But we thank you guys so much for the opportunity. I don't know what
Randy, before you leave, there is this rape case involving the Deputy Minister for Youth and Development at the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Others who were accused or, allegedly involved with rape are languishing behind bars, while the deputy minister is still, cruising around town with, this case just been alleged rape. What do you make of it, Randy?
Well, it's a very bad image for our country. It just, turn upside down the Boca arrest agenda, because in one of the hours he said the rule of law. So when does the rule of law apply? Does it only apply to the common guy who don't have no voice in government, only during political time that he's irrelevant? So what happened to a minister who's supposed to be the role model of the law? What happened to the judicial system? What happened to the police enforcement? What message are we sending? That only those who are part of the elite class can do things and go away freely? I think this is injustice to the child that were raped. That's where we begin from. And this is a slap in the face to all women. What about the women group in the country? President Weah done, I saw a video where President Weah came down the stairs of the executive mansion. There was a lady almost in the face of the man because she was angry, she was protesting. Since the Boca administration came to power, what has happened to these women then? Did they vanish? Did they get on some kind of act that Noah Bill and they just left the country and say, oh, there are no women in the country? This is a shame. The gender ministry should be advocating for that man to be thrown behind bar. If we have in our country a law that says there is no available offense to rape and other crime, what this man is doing, this man has done something, and we have evidence. The first thing President Boca should have done was to either suspend the man with pay or with pay and have him go through the due process of investigation. Why you will be sitting there is zero tolerance on rape in the country. But from the president to the minister of gender, no one has come out to issue what I call a true meaning to what that law was legislated for. I listened to a lady yesterday saying, oh, the police is investigating, therefore nobody should talk about the case. You can restrict the media. That means you'll be violating the freedom of expression within the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. Everyone in that country has the right to express themselves because they feel that whatever happened to somebody could be happening to them or someone that they love. So you can't stop people. But I think it is a very bad image of our country. We are seeing the weakness of the government of not being able to take on the challenge to execute the constitution that was given to President Bokar and all the other ministers to serve the Liberian people. They are not serving the people. They are really doing injustices to the people. See, so even the minister himself, does he have fair? What if that was his own child? That put him in an empty situation and that's his sympathy. What if it was his own child that one day he got somebody rape a child? Will he feel good seeing that was he walking around the community? We need to conscientize these people with them. Our country is suffering from a deep traumatized behavior of people. We need to start to detraumatize as well, because most of them are traumatized from the past. You don't see that why in the country, before you get hired, people want to know who you are. This particular area, I think what the government officials be doing, the government leads our country. If we have to take on position, only out there have a public opinion. We know we are very. So I'm going to look character reference or professional reference. And every time we go a professional reference, what about the character reference? How well does Randy know we don't know Randy? Like Randy 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Can we trust him? This guy who came with the rape behavior yet, nobody know who he is. Has he been doing it in the past and been getting away with? And this time he's caught. I mean, with that, man, I can't express enough now. I know you got to press with time, but if you have any more questions, let me know. But that's what I have to say on that.
Well, Randy, we just want to say thank you for, taking up your time to speak on some of these issues of concern in our country. We hope to have you on one of our, shows so we can talk lengthily about this rape issue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anytime, just let me know. Thank you, and you guys have a great day. Esther, thank you very much. Sure. You have yourself the rest of the day, and I hope everything go well for you guys. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Randy. That's the voice of Randy Dapo. And so,
even though Dapo took all of our time, I tell you, but it was important.
This.
Let me just come in quickly. I don't know whether you.
Aliyu just he's done.
Okay, so
from you, cause
right, and so Wendell, the issue of land disputes in this country is very alarming. I mean, this has been going on for a very long time. Wendell, you remember we during the past regime, we had several people coming in this building, with different complaints, with people who who empower people who got more money and stuff like that. They have been serious also. And some of the times when they are telling that this is not the code, there's nothing we can do about this, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it is important, Wendell, that the government, like the judge said of the public court, it is important that they step in with the whole issue of land business, because Wendell, before somebody purchase a land, there should be a step, taken. I can just walk to a free empty land and say somebody say, this is my land, I'm selling it, and then I just pay for it like that. Wendell, there should be a go-to person, because I think that's where the problem is coming from. So if I'm sitting here right now, I want to buy a land, and somebody say, oh, I get land, I'm selling, so I should go and buy it. Why if I buy the land and then the land is already for somebody and the person come to clean their land? A lot of people are rebuying their lands because of this very issue. And I think the government should step in, Wendell, and do something about it. There should be a prerequisite. Before you purchase a land, you must go somewhere, do your check and founding before you pay for a land. This is a serious problem. I would not want to buy a land, and after some years, I developed the place. One person come out one day and telling me that this is my property, this is the deed for it, and all of that. It is really heartbreaking. Money is hard to come by. Some people can really save to pay for land. It's not easy. And then at the end of the day, Wendell, you don't have it. Somebody come by and sell the land for me, rebuy it. It is sad. And we really need you guys to do something about it. Not everybody get money to go get one lawyer, to go do investigation. And sometimes when you if you want to involve the process, those who selling the land, they can start, drawing back. And people want to buy land.
One land is selling 4 or 5 times.
Exactly.
Can you imagine?
We're hoping that you guys can step in and do something about it. We don't want to keep having these issues that a lot of people dying all because of land. Look at what happened in Caldwell.
Yeah.
You demolish the people property. We got an announcement in studio currently. According to the information we know, there are guys who with arms they're in the bush and they can come out, we're fighting for land and a lot of other things. People use them to threaten other people, which is wrong. This is a country of law. We cannot have people doing these things and the government not saying nothing about it. It is wrong.
Is even that relative to this demolition issue, the government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Public Works, demolished some houses within the district number 16, and some of the folks are dissatisfied with the way the process was done because, according to them, they were not giving ample time to prepare themselves, to relocate. So the government took them by surprise, just woke up one morning, and the next thing they saw, where they saw dump trucks, they saw Caterpillar, bulldozer to break down their homes. And one of the victims were here yesterday. She explained to us that, some of her things she bought to relocate, when they were breaking down the homes, the people did not even call them to remove their things. So all the new things she had to build another place was destroyed by the bulldozer.
Wow.
So they came here yesterday in a confused state, crying. I don't know, but that's our country. These are the kind of things our people are going through,
really sad,
And we're reading something here from DTV, LIB Tones Liberia. It says U.S. 10K corruption scandal hits the National Bureau of Concessions as the LACC probes the acting director general. But Esther, this rape issue is alarming.
It is very alarming.
And the alleged duo who served as the Deputy Minister for Youth Development. Youth Development.
The youth destroyer.
Yeah, youth development.
I'm telling you.
All right. So, I don't know. This man's supposed to be developing the youth because that's his job function.
But I don't understand. Why would they have somebody as old as that man for youth development? Is he a youth?
Yeah, he's not that old.
That man is not. That man here 40. Even if he's in 40, I think the youthful age stops at 35, and he's as old as he is. And they him point. Why would the man not rap? It's sad, and the fact that the police has not arrested him yet, with other people who committed, they were not even convinced. Rather, they never had enough evidence. They were still alleged, and they were in jail while the case was pending.
Even now, as we speak, Esther, now as we speak, there are people who are languishing behind bars because they were accused of being of raping, and stuff like that. So they are still behind bars. Why the minister is having fun out there, with that little child in pain and all of that. I was told that. There's this little girl father who served as Deputy Chief of Security at the Ministry of Youth and Sports. The night the father got concerned about her, he couldn't see his daughter around. So he came
up to 10 o'clock.
Yeah, he came and stood somewhere in the area and saw this motorbike, dropping her off. So she got down and the father was observing everything. She got down and took out the money and paid to the girl.
The bag rider.
Yeah, the bag rider. They paid to the bag rider.
Right.
So I think the information that we got from our source that he took the first time he had something to do with a girl, he took $200 and gave to the girl. $200 Liberian dollars. Said pay away and go. So when the girl got off the bike, the father went to the bike rider and asked the bike rider, where you took her from? And he said, I took her from somewhere beyond the complex. You know? So she was quizzed by her father about, where are you coming from? Where are you coming from? He said, Papa, I want to tell you because I want to tell you again fair. And you know, all the kind of thing there. But it's sad to have, look, put yourself in the shoes. Your 14-year-old daughter is raped. You know what you're telling me that somebody tampered my 14 years old daughter? Hey, this country. And you know, the sad part of it, he wrote the president, asking the president for leave of absence.
Well, he should be suspended in the first thing. Put behind bars.
Yeah.
While investigation is ongoing.
Yeah.
This is unfair to every other person that have been arrested for rape. That the court did not give them a due process, but yet they are behind bars. This is wrong, and you are telling us that there's no rule of law in this country, because the rule of law cannot be applied for certain people and other people, you know, have the leverage. You can't do that. This is wrong, and it's a shame to this government.
All right, so folks, that's it. You know, that's it. Too many things to talk about in our country, and like we told you, we are investigating something about Habes Supermarket. Habes Supermarket is involved with bad labor practice. We got the lawyer on recording, and this country has sort of go. When you get connection, you finish. The Hala Bureau looking you. Once you are not connected, you are done. Things that are supposed to be in your favor, they will turn it around because you don't have the connect. This is a clear example of the Deputy Minister for Youth Development at the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Sad time for our country. And since the president left the country for the United Nations General Assembly, we are yet to see some pictorial evidence, you know, on about the president's, you know, visit to the United States. We're not seeing anything. All right, so we hope that the authorities will have us informed, because we can hear nothing. We don't see anything on the website of the executive mansion. We don't see any posts from them that, you know, on the trip with the president. We don't see anything. So what is happening? But folks, today we did a lot of talking. Aliyu then in America, they don't want supposed to be telling us what Joseph Boakai is. Where is the president, Aliyu?
Said the president came, I think we saw him day before yesterday with the late Sylvester Graceman's wife.
Yeah.
You know, the president had to see after his medical condition, all of these things. So now, after that, you will start knowing he well about he on the Saturday. But you know, when the man came, he had to see his doctor, all of these things, and going to address the United Nations General Assembly. So there are a lot of things going on in the bike.
They probably got to see a doctor before you go again. Why, you know, speaking and he fall off. It's healthy for the president.
After that, then we will start to give your update on everything about the president. But now he has a doctor.
So let's take a few calls. Esther, can we run the comments first?
Right.
You think? We'll take maybe 4 or 5 calls and then we're out of here today.
Right, Wendell. Okay, we have it. And so for the comment session this morning, we have Henry Tito Jr. He says, good morning, my Freedom FM family. I'm watching from my residence in Caldwell. Thanks for the update. We have Stephen Yakade says, good morning. I'm following from Cotton Tree District 2, Lower Margibi County. We have Keita Piki. He says, the People Platform. We have Abraham and Addison says, greetings, Freedom FM. I am watching live from Jakarta. We have DCK Beats says, good morning. We have William W. Wulu says, the Liberian Civil Rights Movement official spokesperson is watching live from Upper Cardwell, Monrovia, Liberia. Good morning, guys. We have Gater, Harris Gater. He says, I'm watching live. Hope community in Dole community. We have Joshua Murray says, I'm watching from my home on the GSA Road. Venetia's Junior Bar says, I'm watching you from the borough of Newtown. We have Darlington Rule says, good morning. Watching from District 13. Juju Onwe says he's following. Patricia Brown says, watching from Rehab ELWA. We have Thomasin Wia Kofa says, I'm watching from Upper Cardwell, Samuka Town Road. We have David Toll says, good morning. Freedom FM, and good morning to the peace-loving people of Electoral District 16. I'm David Toll, and I'm watching from Newtown precisely to win community. We have Stanley Sharif. He says, good morning to the peaceful citizens, Bullhead Town, Kwakwa District, Grand Cape County, Western Liberia. I am Stanley Sharif, watching from Burrowville City, and he says, if the alleged rape were from an opposition community, by this time, he been placed behind by Chene Mama is in trouble on a JMB. And then we have Philip Foko Tamba says, watching live from Cardwell. We have Morris G. Sloan says hi. We have T Max Suga Prayer Wule says, good morning. Mr. Nimne and Darling, I am watching from District 13. We have Zese Pee says, good morning, my Freedom FM people. My name is Zese Pee and I'm following from Motor Corner. We have Merrick Tule says, good morning. I'm watching from New Georgia Estate. Thanks for the great show. We have Christian Singwa says, a pleasant good morning. I'm following this intriguing conversation closely from Capitol Building Office. We have Augustine Gifler says, good morning, Freedom FM. I'm watching live from Middletown, Newcastle, Delaware, USA. We have Paul Polita Spencer Reese says, Wendell, hearing about this story, about this little girl being raped by an official in the JMB government broke my heart because I expected him to be better in all form because of longevity in government, but it's shame that he's moving our country in this direction. We have Christian Singma again says, a pleasant good morning. I am following this intriguing. Again, we read that, Christian. He says, September 20 is my birthday. Happy pre-birthday to you. Wendell, these are all of the comments we have.
Okay, so folks, let's make use of the last few minutes we have. Just 9 more minutes. We can take calls on the 9 minutes we have. 0776 104 104. 086 500 104, 0770297016. The numbers to call. The WhatsApp is stay active. Those of you outside Liberia and listening, you want to join the conversation, make use of the WhatsApp number. Call in and make your contribution. All right. The program from the Print News is brought to you through the kind courtesy of Mayuba and Sons Incorporated, Exodus Best Price Tool, and our one and only Crams Tupper, Liberia. So, folks, too many things to talk about. You know, you want to talk about the land issue. You want to talk about the rape issue. But look, I got some recording in my possession about, you know, what is unfolding at the Habe supermarket, involving 3 employees and the management. All right. 3 employees of the Habe supermarket, the lawyer of the company. We got the voice recording here, and we'll do everything to have it played immediately when we are done with our investigation. And we are also informing the public about the National Commission on Arms. We started the conversation on the National Commission on Arms involving the vice chair for that institution, Bakana BK Wama, is into the news for the very wrong reasons. So we will soon get back to part 2 of that conversation on the National Commission on Arms. We will soon get back on the part 2 of it. So, folks, we can squeeze in few calls this morning. Let's squeeze in few calls. Frederick Wynn, today is your birthday. Happy birthday to you, Frederick Wynn. As you celebrate this day today, we want to wish you all the best. And those of you celebrating alongside with Frederick Wynn, I want to say happy birthday to all of you. Let's take this person. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. I do join you from Douala. I'm Jerry Nelson.
Jerry, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. For me, really, I don't like to talk with politics, but let me say a word to Liberian people. I refer to the government as the Antichrist because why am I saying this? Because it's in the Bible. When you are not part of the Antichrist, you are not able to partake of the ingredient that what the government is trying to do. So now, if you are not in the partisan, you don't have no law to empower by you. So thank you.
Thank you. Let's talk to this person. Let's talk to you. Hello? 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 Hello, caller, are you there? Are you there, caller? Let me take another person since you're not ready to talk. Hello?
Hey, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for the show.
We don't have much time, so tell us your name quickly and make your point.
I'm Sylvester, calling from Puebla.
Go ahead.
Okay, you.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's go to the overseas line and talk to our brother Sam Toby. Sam, welcome to the show.
Yes, good morning, myself.
Yeah, my brother. I will call you after the show, Sam, because Tunis was to get in contact with you. I don't know why since then he haven't gotten in contact, but I will call you just right after the show. But let's give you the time to make your contribution.
No, that's why I'm calling for now to work for us.
Okay, I will hit you up. All right.
Okay.
Okay, Sam. Thank you. Let's talk to this person. Hello. Hello. Okay, you don't want to talk? Let's leave you there, and then we'll take another person. We don't have much time. We can squeeze in 2 more calls, and then we go home from here. So, who's going to be the last 2 callers? Let's quickly hear from you. We don't have much time, and so let's take you as second to the last. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, let's hear you quickly. Your name?
This is Francis Johnson. I'm joining from Johnsonville.
Let's hear you, Francis. We got the doctor waiting to make her input. So let's hear from you, Francis.
Thank you. Basically, I don't want to speak to the issue of the rape.
Okay, go ahead.
The Minister of Development. The notion of developing the youth is not the opposite. Instead of developing, they're not destroying it. But my question remains that why is the general ministry? Where are the females lawyer association? Where are the female journalist association? Where are they? Where is Jojo? They're all in the street campaigning for drugs campaign. But the female is dying in a person.
Okay, Francis, thank you.
The deputy minister, they're working for free. Where are they? They need to wake up to their call.
Thank you. Thank you, Francis. Masisi, we're taking you as our last caller, so let's hear you.
Yeah, I just want to give you now.
Yeah, I'm all right.
No, when now, they issue about every in this country in the government. That's a bad thing for our country now. And that they will all say, I'm working out police, working out whatever. I want you not get killed. You not get grandchildren. If I put 4 people when I'm born, you know, when we are deep, that is the upper. That's what children be upper. To hear a government official in the act of rape and they're talking about the investigating what? So what we say that no poor man gets justice in this country. That's true. And there was group fishermen and they eat jail now. But today, the group fishermen in power. So anybody that from their crime this country, they will go free. But when I poor measure, that is the Biafra, and they let issue my brother, they got to see. They don't care for it because it's not easy. I want the greatness of this issue.
Okay.
Thank you, my child, for having me.
Thank you, Dr. Masisi. Aliyu, let's hear from you so we can go home.
Yeah, thanks to the callers. You know, this whole issue about the rape case, this is not good for our country. And this is something that I can't understand. Things that were done during President Weah administration, and people were all in the street protesting. These things are happening times 10 under Joseph Boakai administration, and nobody speaking against this thing. So our Liberia trying to tell us that Liberia only belongs to Unity Party, that when they in power, they can do anything they want to do. Nobody can speak out. But when another person comes there, that's the time they can speak out. This is not good. There are people behind bars for almost 2 years, 3 years, just for allegation of rape. And today you get a minister passing. This is not good. The Association of Female Lawyers of Liberia, they had to step out. Nyobi Kanga Lawrence being the Senate pro tem of female, empathize this. Why, if it were your daughter or your granddaughter, what will you do? You people are all silent on this situation. This is not good for our country. God bless America. God bless Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aliyu Masale, and thanks to all of you for being a part of today's edition of the show from the Pre-News. God's willing, we'll be back here tomorrow with the midweek presentation. Until then, play safe and keep the peace. We out.